Hello, my name is Lee Asher, and welcome to 52 Plus Joker's virtual playing cards celebration. If you love playing cards, and I know you do, you're in the right spot. We have a full day lined up for you, and I promise you're going to love every bit of it. But first, let's quickly go through some house rules. As you know, everyone today won't be able to see or hear you. That means there's no way we know if you like or dislike what's going on. So, to show your affection, please express yourself in the chat area. You want to digitally applaud? Type a whole bunch of ones, a big string of ones in and hit enter. Try it. Try it. Ah, there we go. There we go. Yes, I feel the love. Thank you. Thank you. I see a lot of familiar names in the chat room. That's great. I also see some new people too. It looks like there's a nice, healthy mix of members and non-members. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. If you are an existing member of 52 Plus Joker, we'd like to thank you for your support and showing up to all of these events. Isn't it the best $25 you spend all year? Now, if you're not a member of 52 Plus Joker, you should think about joining. It's only 25 bucks, and we're going to drop a link right now in the chat. We'd love to have you as part of our playing card collecting family. As you know, earlier this week, 52 Plus Joker had to sadly announce the cancellation of our Niagara Falls, New York convention. With all this uncertainty caused by the pandemic, the board's first obligation must always be the safety of the club members. Repeat, Niagara Falls convention is canceled. But we will talk about what's happening with our club deck, the launch, and the auction, and the Diamond Awards a little later today. For now, please know your board was in a difficult position. And while it was sad and it was hard to make that decision, we believe it was the right thing to do. So we regret any inconveniences this may have caused you personally. One final thought before we start. There are a few special people who help make this day possible. And while you probably give me all the credit because I'm the pretty face, the truth is I have a powerhouse team behind me that makes everything flow seamlessly. They are the magic in all of this, and I want to take a moment to thank them, and I want you to shower them with some ones and your love. For Keith Brown, Chris Mayhew, Brian Sarlo, and Steve Bowling. Thank you all for your hard work and efforts in making today a success. All of these ones in that chat room are for you. All right, are you guys ready? You ready to start this thing? Our first luminary of today, of the playing card celebration, comes all the way from Rwanda, Africa. He's a playing card collector, a designer, and a humanitarian. The goal is simple. He's here to share his heritage and culture with us through his playing card design. We are in for such a treat, you have no idea. So, with that said, put all those ones in the chat room, light it up, as it brings me great joy to introduce you to Rwanda's very first playing card designer-producer, Niyomwungeri Maxime, and his Gakondo Playing Card.
Men used to perform ceremonial dances before going to war, or going to a hunt wearing traditional outfits with straw, wigs holding spears, and shields. Women used to weave using weeds and grass dyed in various colors to create geometrical patterns that were used on houses and walls, clothing, and everyday tools. At first, the idea of creating these cards came from a need to have something to call our own. Looking at other standard cards, I started wondering why don't we have our own cards? Cards and board games are a great way to teach critical thinking. I remember how we used to play Turufu when I was a kid, and we would devise strategies, anticipate the opponent's moves in order to win the game. The culture of playing board games has always been present in Rwanda, with games like Igisoro. We wanted to revive the tradition of games, these interaction between human beings, and we also wanted to pay tribute to our rich culture. There is so much about our past that has been forgotten. How do we teach our children about our heritage? How do we go beyond history books and stories and engage them in conversation? How do we pique their interest? These cards can start a conversation, promoting our culture and educating the players about Rwanda. Inspired by Rwanda's heritage, designed with passion, and produced by experts, Gakondo Playing Cards spark a sense of pride and convey a strong message to the future generation. Gakondo Playing Cards are more than just cards. They are a small piece of heritage.
Hi, my name is Maxime Niyomwungeri. I'm a Rwandan playing card designer, and most of you might know me as Gakondo Playing Cards. And I'm so grateful to attend this virtual event from 52 plus jokers. And I would like to walk you through the idea behind Gakondo Playing Cards and what's behind the idea and how it started. It started 4 years ago as an idea. We were just playing cards. And I started asking myself, why don't we have our own playing cards? And as a result of that, I started putting together concepts because we come from a culture that is rich. And I thought of working on something that will reflect Rwandan playing cards as a Rwandan culture in an interactive way. And it's with that I've decided to create this brand, Gakondo Playing Cards. Which later on resulted into something bigger that I did not expect. And the community welcomed me really with warm arms. And I'm really glad to be here to attend this virtual event from 52 plus jokers. So the concept behind the playing cards, the naming of the playing cards is inspired by the collection of cows. In Rwanda, in the old Rwanda, we used to collect cows, and those cows were collected based on the colors. And we started the first playing cards edition. It was called Beta, but it wasn't based on any colors. It was still in a trial period. The second edition was called Zahabu, which is in Kinyarwanda is translated to gold. And the third one is Isine. Isine means a cow with white patches, a dark cow, black cow with white patches. And Umusengo is the red burgundy cow with the white patches. And our collection box, which looks like a brick box, it has 12 slots that symbolizes 12 slots of those cows, and it makes a group of cows. In the old Rwanda, a group of cows meant that you were rich. And with that concept, we want to incorporate it in the design of the playing cards and to gamify it, to make it more interactive as a culture, to start a conversation at the table and people starting asking these questions. And that's why this brand is driven towards Rwandan culture as a whole, but in a more interactive way. And we are privileged to be the first to design the first Rwandan playing cards in Rwanda. So going back to the origin of the word Gakondo, most of you are asking, what is Gakondo? What is Gakondo? Gakondo, it's originated from the old Rwanda, the first king. It's traced back to the first king of Rwanda. His name was Ngomijana, or Gihanga is a name that they gave him. And his army was called Gakondo. Gakondo, which loosely translated to the origins or the roots or the foundation. And that's why we felt like that word was really represented what the direction or the vision that I had for this brand. And now it has become more than just the playing cards, when you visit gakondo.com, you'll be able to see various products that we're venturing in. And we're trying to make this brand about the lifestyle, but the lifestyle of today. We inspire ourselves from the past, but we want to educate the next generation through interactive products, accessories, lifestyle, fashion. We want to kind of bring it together. And in this section, in this niche, we thought of which was the first product that we produced is the playing cards, and we want to continue producing these playing cards. Also, you might have known or have heard that we are recently going to release the first African deck that talks about the African empires. It's called the Dark Continent. I hope every one of you will be able to back us on Kickstarter coming the next 2 days. You'll be able to, in a few days, probably you'll be able to see the Kickstarter link at Gakondo Cards, and you back us up at Kickstarter. And the deck talks about the African empires, and we have a series of 6 cards that are coming, but now we started with the first deck. It's called the Dark Continent. It combines the Ottoman Kingdom and the Ashanti Kingdom around Ghana, and the South African kingdoms with Chaka Zulu. And the British are the colonials. And we thought of bringing something that kind of teaches us our history as a continent, but we cannot talk about African empires without talking about the colonials. They are part of the whole African history and African heritage. So hope to see you there on Kickstarter, and to back us up or at Kickstarter. Thank you very much, and looking forward to talk to you.
What an honor and a pleasure to learn about Rwandan culture and Gakondo playing cards. Let's waste no time. Put your ones in the chat and help me welcome Niyomwungeri Maxime. Hello, Max.
Hey, guys.
So nice to have you here today. Thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you, guys. I'm really happy to be here.
We are just as happy, my friend. So, cows, huh? Cows. That's amazing. Fantastic. When you first told me about that, it blew my mind. I would have never thought that. Can you just explain a little more for those that maybe were just tuning in, that each deck of cards represents a cow, and then 12 of them represents a socioeconomic unit in Rwanda? Could you do that for us, please?
Yes. So, in brief, the Rwandans, they love cows. Up to today, we still have milk bars, like today, right? So people you find grown up men at the milk bars, right? Picking up milk every evening or drinking live. So, the cows, they really mean a lot to Rwandan people, starting from tracing back to the origins of Rwanda. As I mentioned, the first king was called Gihanga. That was his name, the surname, or the name they gave him, Ngomijana, which means 100 drums. And one of the things that is known in the kingdom of Rwanda back then was that every king had the drum and a group of cows and the shield and how do you call it, a store, like a storage of food. Those things, they kind of symbolized the kingdom of that time. And the drum is kind of considered as a flag of that time, right? Now, for the cows, every king that came had his own group of cows. He had to name his own cows, and
Of course.
And traditionally we named cows based on the colors, and there were different classes in Rwanda, right? And those classes, in order for one person to leave one class, middle class, to go to upper class, you needed at least 12 cows to move to one class to another. And that group of cows is used to be called Wusho or Ishodjinga, a group of cows of 12 that really elevated you from one class to another. And so we have different colors. We started with the green, which was the better, but there's no green cow. But when it started, it wasn't. And the one you're seeing on the screen is called Isine, which is a dark cow, a black cow with white patches. And then there's Umusengo. It's kind of burgundy red with the white patches. And then there's another one that we're revealing now. It's called the Ibihogo. Ibihogo is more of a brown chocolate cow with white patches. And there'll be other series. And the plan is to have 12 slots and in a display. Later on, I'm gonna show that if I have more time. I'm gonna show that. I didn't have it here. It's in the sitting room, but I will show you the slot, how it looks. I don't know if Lee have answered or everything, but cows in Rwanda, they still mean a lot up to today. It's one of the
very interesting that you can relate cows to playing cards, and that it works out that it's 12, right? How lucky is that? Super cool.
And the brick, right? In the playing card industry, bricks are known 6, 12, and 4, and sometimes 8. So, and the brick of 6 is the plan I have to kind of have a brick of 6 at the end of it. And the plan is once you activate 12 collection, you'll be able to get a kind of a discount card that will allow you to have other products on Gakondo website, including our merch, right? So this is one of our merchandise. So in gakondo.com, you can find them there. Also, we are endorsing some artists. Currently, there's an artist called Shaka, and he's a Ugandan American. And he's currently working, actually, you should know, he works for GameSlot in Las Vegas. So he's a very interesting guy to know. And the current deck that we are running on Kickstarter called Dark Continent, he's the illustrator guy behind it. And I kind of put everything together as a project. And we have other people in the team who are working on logistics and to make sure that everything works in time. And I'm so honored to be in this group of experienced magician collectors and designers. And it's such an honor. You guys have no idea. Like, I never thought one day that I'll be here speaking to you guys and sharing my culture.
Well, it's our pleasure, man, really. Like, it's an honor for us to have you here. And it's an honor for us to listen and learn about Rwandan culture and through playing cards. That's a dream come true. So thank you. Real quickly, we're going to show Dark Continent. We have the Kickstarter. We're going to show that real quickly.
Yes,
there it is. It's been running since I think yesterday, and there's a club member that's been helping you with this. Is that correct?
Yes. Club member called Nuru Alam. He's a friend of mine and a friend of Lee. I got to know him through another friend online on Instagram. So this is currently he's helping with the whole storytelling because he's really good at telling stories. And I'm so honored to know him. Oh, he's right there. He's typing.
Yes, he's in the chat with us today.
Yes, what a great guy. Yes.
Let's give some ones to Neural. Been a member for a while. Actually, he when we took over the playing card forum, I think is when Neural joined us. It was a while ago. So can you tell us how many decks make up the Gakondo series right now?
Currently, we have 4 already. For the last 3 years, we've produced 4 editions. And actually, a few days ago, 2 days ago, they got sold out. The last version, the stock I had here got sold out. There's the stock
that you have, but there is still a stock in America.
There's stock in America right now. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So people can still buy these cards.
Yes.
And we've dropped a link in the chat. We'll probably drop it again. If you would like to get some Gakondo cards, please follow that link. Support our friend Max here.
Yes.
Eventually there will be 12. Is that the plan?
Yes, there'll be 12. And the next edition is called Ibihogo, which I said is a brown chocolate color, a cow. And the next one will be the white version, because the white cow with the black patches. So I'm trying to kind of combine that so that we kind of complete the edition. But also there's what they call ichimuri. So it won't be just cows colors. Ichimuri is like cheese oil. The cow cheese, the yellow cheese. So the tack box will look yellow and the back design will be looking yellow, like the cheese yellow. So it's everything related to cow. For people who don't like lactose.
Who are lactose intolerant, this isn't the project for you.
I
Or
know,
you
I
can
know.
take some pills, and then it'll be fine.
Yes. So
So
and
I've got some people. Oh, go ahead.
And you can also suggest on the colors that you think that we could add on the whole collection of the cows. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So there are people in the chat that would like to know, will you be coming to our next convention? That's a good
Yes,
question.
of course. Yes. I was looking forward to come there, but then with the whole pandemic, it's a really complicated way to live. But the next one for sure, it will be a great honor to connect with each one of you and learn a lot of some of the skills that you guys have and learn some magic tricks. I've been telling Lee that I need to learn.
We can make that happen. We can make that happen. So anyone in the chat, if you've got more questions, just start putting them in the chat. I've got a few questions for you, Max, about the Dark Continents deck. You said the Ashanti people. Am I saying that right? And they're from Ghana? Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that and a little bit of the back history so that we understand the idea behind your cards.
So it's a series of 6 decks that we're gonna be releasing in the next few years. The first one is called the Dark Continent. And the plan is to kind of celebrate the empires that kind of are part of our heritage, the African heritage. And it used to be called the Dark Continent back then. And some of the continent, we kind of took 4 empires and we're taking 2 from the African continent and then 2 from the influence from outside. That includes the British, currently the British Kingdom, and then with the Ottoman Kingdom in the history, you know that on the coast of Zanzibar and coming all the way Tanzania, they kind of took on that, which kind of influenced the kind of culture that is on the Zanzibar, Tanzania, the Islamic culture. And then when you look at the British, the empires that they took on, you look at the Ghana, you look at the Kenya, there's some kingdoms in Africa. And then we took another kingdom that is well known, Chaka Zulu, the South African kingdom. That's the one we took, the 4th one. And the Jokers, since the Joker, it kind of it defies all the laws of any kingdom, right? We have the priest. In the Catholic Church, the priests, they kind of run the Catholic Church. They run the game, right? Back then. But then also we have the traditional doctor, the traditional kind of oracle. You see him with the mask. And that's the kind of jokers that we have, the 2 jokers. And the tack box, as you can see, it's black matte and it has an embossed. And as we go to, we open more, we extend the add-on, we will be communicating the add-on as what to add on the tag box. And we'll have the Explorer version, which kind of the illustrator guy called Chaka, and he grew up around safari life. And he wanted to make something that reminds him of his childhood as an explorer, as a safari, a guy. His dad used to be always on safari, so it's a more of a premium side of it. It's an explorer, and it has a different back design that includes the ports, includes the Maasai on the background, it includes the African tree that you see in Lion King. So, and the streams of water also, and the sun in the middle. So that's for the explorer. But the middle one, you can see the horns for the cows, because and then you see the Ottoman kingdom, or the Sultan sword, the Sultan knife. You will see that also included in that design, and the sun, and you see also the different patterns that make the back design, and it will be metallic foil, metallic ink printed on the back. Yeah. So in brief, that's what's there for now. And the queens are in that that era, that time, it's around 1760 to 1827, right? So, for example, the Queen of Diamond is the Princess Salme from the Ottoman Kingdom. And the Queen of Spades is the Queen Nambi. She was the mother of Shaka Zulu. And then when you look at the Queen of Clubs, is the Asentawa from the Ashanti people, the Ghana, currently Ghana. And the last one is the Queen of Heart, which is Flora Shore. She was the wife of Frederick John Delt, who was the explorer in Africa as a general. He was an officer from England deployed in Africa. So as you read more, I will be releasing more of this information to kind of educate and share people what is the African heritage is. And we can't just talk about African heritage as the kings only. We have to talk about also the influence from outside that made it what it is today, Africa, what it is today. So, and we want to celebrate that as a brand that promotes cultural heritage. We want to promote every culture. We celebrate every culture. So we might even extend outside that, because Gakondo means origin, or it means roots, foundation. So we will celebrate different cultures as we go along and as we grow in the community too. So
sounds fantastic. What a great way to collect or to connect culture with playing cards. This is fantastic, Max. Really, you're doing wonderful work. Wonderful work.
Thanks, brother. Thanks.
So I had a question as you were talking. You were mentioning people throughout this period. And I'm actually not that familiar with it. So this deck is very interesting and I want to learn more. The people that you've chosen are real characters. They're actually real people in history?
Yes. They're real people, and every detail that you read there they're facts. They're based on facture. You can do research. You'll find that it's part of the history. So the illustrator guy started this. Let me share a little bit of Chaka Moy. He started this as it was during the pandemic. And Las Vegas was closed. There was no one working. And he was at home and he started this kind of Inktober inking. Yesterday, he started a new Inktober to draw for the next decks that are coming. So the Inktober, he was kind of showing, it started as a joke. It was more like, oh, let me challenge myself and draw. And the same way the brand Gakondo started as an experimental, it was an accidental card. It started as a question, right? Because I was seeing a lot of I would say like the traditional kings, queens, and jack and joker from the playing cards community, and I was like, what, don't we have our own kings? We could celebrate also. Is it possible to even use the real faces, or should I start with the illustration? So currently, I'm working on the real kings also for Rwanda. But I started more on illustration to show the fashion. For instance, the hairstyle that you see, it's called Amasunzu. And Amasunzu it was a statement. And Amasunzu was worn by young people. But then, and women also, they had Amasunzu, the version of Amasunzu, which was the hairstyle. You probably have seen it in Wakanda, Black Panther. But then as you get married, when you get married and you have kids, they will shave for women. They will shave so that she gets this kind of a ring around the head, made out of bamboo, I think. And it was called urugori. And the hair used to grow from that. And it was a symbol of, I'm no longer a young girl, I'm a woman now. And it really symbolized that. And the older you get, the better it looks. You can see it's called urugori, like they used to have a big afro, but then with the kind of a ring around. So, and that's in our culture, it's something that we really really loved the hairstyle. I don't have it. I got bald, but thanks to the age, right? So
we can imagine it on you.
I know.
It's only for
And
women, you said. Only women have this, right?
the ring, it's called urugori, but the hairstyle amasunzu was for everyone below,
Okay.
as a young person, right? And then there's what we call urugori, the neck beads. It's called not urugori. It's called Ichinigi. It was the beads, the big beads that people used to wear on the neck, which also on the feet, they used to wear like a lot of beads, and that symbolized also classes in the economic classes. Not only cows, if you were not around your cows, what showed that you were from the upper class was the beads that you had from the foot, from your ankle to your knee. Like they used to have a pile of them. The higher they are, the higher your rank in life. So, and those are the things that I'm discovering as I would say a fanatic of culture, random culture. And now people call me Gakondo man because I love culture, because not only about, I'm not encouraging people to have those hairstyle or what. I'm encouraging people to go back and dig deep to the values of humanity, the values of integrity, the values of heroism, the values of sacrificing your life for the other people, right? And the kindness, right? So because the values of kindness, humanity, integrity, those really kind of portray the Rwandan culture in short. Before we even talk about the music, the dance and stuff, but when you talk about Rwanda, those are the things that they say these people are decent, right? They imfura, like they have a way they behave around. You can see a Rwandan from the airport and tell, oh, that's a Rwandan, because they have the way they behave. We had ubumuntu, which is humanity, but also the world has changed. It led us to the tragedies of 1994, the genocide against the Tutsi, and which Rwandans, one group attacked the other. Like it was pre-planned, of course, but it kind of, for me, I consider that as a loss of humanity. And that's, for me, as a brand, I'm trying to push, advocate for peace, advocate for kindness, advocate for integrity, and in everything that I do and around the people who I kind of meet along the way. So I guess that's the part of the charity part, but also I promote artists. There's a school of art called Nyundo School of Art in Rwanda, and I promote also young people who are graduating from there. Most of them, they've worked with me on different illustrations. You see on our website, a lot of illustration are made by those young people. And also, we are working on the comic book and to be released in the later dates, and the board game, the Kingdom board game of Rwanda, and probably extend it to different part of Africa. And maybe this dark continent can turn into a board game also. So we're trying to see, because education also, just so that I don't bore you, but education is one key factor that will kind of elevate this continent, African continent. So, and critical thinking for me is key to any education system. So, and games, what better than games? Cards are the best actually to kind of trigger that. And
we agree.
Yeah, right. So, and then the passion part is just, I wanted something that I'll be passionate for a long time. And seeing most of you guys, you're still dedicated to this. It's so humbling to see someone who's still dedicated to a passion, to something, right? To belonging to a community that you've been there. And as I read, since 1980, 87, 85, 87? 85, right? And that's, for me, that's the year I was born. And this conference was happening, right? So it's such a very humbling experience to be part of this, as not only as a young person, but also as a Rwandan. It's a great way to kind of inspire the young people also in this country to think outside the box, and that there are people who are passionate about something that maybe the world despises. And this thing can really change your life, right? And there's a fulfillment. My wife always tells me, oh, tell me more about this, right? And I'm always like explaining, I have a small collection of 30 cards, but it's not enough. Bayu, I'm gonna wait to hear his collection, right? But it's a new passion that started 3-4 years ago, and I can't wait to see where it takes me. And already this is a milestone that I don't know how to express it, but it's a big milestone for me in my life, my late 30s.
We're
So
happy.
thank you.
We're happy to be part of it with you, right? We're happy to share that with you, and
Yeah.
we would love to be able to continue to share in your success and watch you grow and watch the Gakondo brand turn into something that you've envisioned for a long time. And like I say, you're doing important work, friend. Important work. I've got a few questions in the chat, and I know we've got a little less than 10 or 15 minutes left. One of the questions is, all this information is so great. Will it be in a booklet?
Oh, that's a good question. So there's a booklet that we started working on also that will be explaining every court, will be explaining the details around it. And I'll be working on that also with Shaka and Nuru. So that we kind of, most of the times people are like, oh, how can I find this information? Yes, some people are not going to Instagram, but we'll be able to put in a booklet, a small booklet that will explain that as we go. And go on and back us up so that we make this a success, so that we produce that also. And the series, at the end, let me just tell you the secret. At the end, we're planning to have a box, a leather box that has a wooden piece in it, with all the collection of the brick of six of the Dark Continent. So, and you'll be able to take one card from one deck, place it in another, and exchange. So that's the gamification around it that we're planning to do.
Sounds exciting. Neural says, stop sharing those secrets. Got to keep them for our next campaign.
Sorry, Nuru. Sorry, man.
No, we appreciate you sharing these secrets with us, and we'll keep them to ourselves until you launch them in public. But we love being able to be first on things and understanding things and seeing things. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you and Neural for that.
Thank you, Nuru.
I wrote a question down. Tell me, what's next for Gakondo? Like, what does the future hold other than just playing cards? Because you kept saying life brand. So what's next?
So apart from the playing cards, the board games that we have, there's publishing books, especially based on research that I've started conducting. Currently, I'm doing the African pattern book. I started with the Migongo design, which is known in this region. And this Monday, I'm starting my journey as a documentary to work on there's a lady from Japan. She moved here. She's a researcher on patterns. So I'll be working with her on the patterns. That's on the book side. There's a lifestyle, the merchandise, the lifestyle products. But then also I'm planning at some point to organize competitions like poker games competition in this region. And maybe at some point, you might host the conference here at some point. And Rwanda is known to host big conferences currently. So you might be able to schedule one in the next 3-4 years to Kigali. And you guys will be able to fly to Kigali to come and share the culture.
How fun would that be?
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're just trying to have it in Niagara first. We'll get it there. We will get there one day. We will, because it's the world is our oyster. The world is our oyster. Okay. I'm going to just open the chat. A few more minutes. Any more comments, thoughts, questions for our friend Max? We would love to.
She's there. Sorry. Her name is Masako Kato. Can you see her there?
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Hello,
Masako. That's the lady of it. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming.
This is really good. I'm glad she joined. Oh, man, this is nice. There's another friend from Taiwan that I'm working on with some other merch. She's a designer. She did applied design. So, and she's in love with Rwanda. So, and it's just to make this brand a global phenomenon, a global brand that celebrates culture. They celebrate heritage from different countries. So, and this can be translated in every language around the world, and I want it to be celebrated because so often we get caught up with the technology and what's new, and people are like, "Are you planning to have a digital game?" I'm like, "No, I want people to sit together and interact and touch the cards and have these conversation than just doing digital, because I want to touch base with who we are as human beings." So, yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I think everyone is saying the same thing in the chat room. They love your passion. It's infectious. It's infectious, man. And it's clear that people from around the world want to know more. And so you're, like I say, you're doing important work. Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Same thing with
Thanks.
Neural as well. All right. Tiffany from United States Playing Card Company says she loves the positivity. I have to agree. Nothing but love here. I mean, it's playing cards. What's there not to love?
Yes, and it's been an experience with the United Cardist. I remember the first time, 2018, when I posted my first kind of design, and people are giving these feedbacks and stuff. And I can't finish without mentioning technology. Probably you know him as technology, but his name is Teddy. And that guy, he's Taiwanese, and he's a theology student, and he's been with me from day one. Like a stranger out of the blue, I wrote to him on Instagram, and he started helping me step by step. Released the first deck, second one, third one. He's been with me all along the journey. And this is when this struck me about Ubumunu. Ubumunu means humanity. Ubumunu, and it really meant a lot because I was extended grace and kindness and humanity to me by people that we don't share blood, we don't share culture, we don't share anything, but we only shared one thing in common: we love cards. And playing cards, for me, they have changed my life, and I wouldn't go on without mentioning. Hey, Nuru. Yes, for sure. And anyone who's interested to wholesale our cards, feel free and go through Nuru, go through Lee, and I'll be pleased to send them and ship them to you personally with a signature.
We're gonna put those links in the chat again in case you want to pick up some cards directly from Max. There is a stock left in the United States, so they will be shipping from the United States. And then there's that Kickstarter if you'd like to back that. And apparently, Broadcast has said that you have surpassed the $7,000 mark. So congratulations to you and Neural and the rest of the team. Yeah.
Are you serious? I didn't see that.
Sir.
No way.
Put it up on the screen for you.
What?
I know that there's a handful of people that have backed it from here. So, yeah, we're excited that you're excited, friend.
Oh my goodness. I never, seriously. Oh man, it's been a journey, man. Whoa.
Well, hopefully the journey's not over. So we thank you. We thank Neural. We thank Shaka. We should have had him here today. Maybe next time. Next time we will have Shaka here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
We wish you the best. We look forward to your successes and celebrating those successes with you.
Wow.
Max, is there any one final last thought you want to leave everyone with?
Oh, I see the cow. Yes. Do you know the name of the cow? The cows in Rwanda, a cow is called Inka. Inka. I-N-K-A. Inka. Woohoo!
There we go. It's
Nice. I see a love of cows. I see that. I like that one.
Especially little bebel, like the little baby ones.
Whoa.
Love those.
Wow. I like the crown too, huh? And the crown is called Ikamba. Ikamba. Yes. Oh yeah, and the milk. We love milk too. Whoa.
Thank you, Karen.
This is overwhelming.
Any final words for us, Max?
I just want to thank you personally, Lee, for what you've been doing as a president of 52 Jokers plus Jokers.
My pleasure.
And you've gone the extent that no one could imagine. And this is what we're talking about: the globalization, one world, and being together. And it doesn't matter your color skin. It doesn't matter what language you speak. What matters is like we all have the same passion, right? And this community has broken the record. This community has shown that, we can belong
Thank you.
to a world where, we celebrate one another. Our differences, we are different, but we celebrate one another. And this means a lot to me. And I want to extend gratefulness to everyone who's been here from one end to another. And all the way from Rwanda, murakoze. Murakoze means thank you.
Beautifully said, my friend. Thank you. Thank you again for your time.
Wow. Thank you,
Thank
man.
you, Max.
Bye, guys.
Everyone, give some ones for Max. Give some ones.
Woo-hoo.
I love you.
Thanks, bro.
When Max sent me that video, the first video, like, hair on the back of my neck stood up. This is amazing. I hope you all felt the same way too.